Whatever works for you.
Woo! That's what he's doing, bro.
Hey, D-Rod, I'm gonna be
Right.
honest. So
Yeah.
we're recording now, right, Big H?
Yeah, we are recording.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
be
cool.
honest, D-Rod.
What's up?
That's crazy. That's wild, bro.
This is a big deal, bro. This is
No,
this is the podcast we're on
no,
right
I,
now.
I,
Fair
I I
play.
feel you, but it's like
Mhm.
I feel bad because I don't have none of that. You get what I'm
We're talking
saying?
about D-Rod
What do
as
you mean
uh,
feel bad, bro? This is just me. I'm just trying to, trying to make sure
best.
I'm here in the right way, right? It's like wearing a suit and tie to an interview, bro. It's a big deal. Absolutely. 100%.
Gotta do your best. Yo, Amir slacking off, pulled up on his phone. Not joking. He had some technical difficulties, bro. It's not his fault.
Bro, the audience didn't know that until you just mentioned that. So
Bro,
thank
the
you
audience did
for
not
for
know
outing
that.
me.
That's
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying? Thanks for outing me, bro. I see what type of cat you are. You feel me, Big H?
But
See
you
what
gotta
type
start
of
off with some humor, bro. We gotta, we're competing against the Krishna pod right
uh,
now. We're trying to hit those numbers. That's
oh.
the numbers we're trying to
Hey, I'm
hit.
gonna be honest with you. Those are big numbers. Those are big
I know,
numbers,
I
bro.
know. You don't think I know that, bro? I
Honestly.
came with everything, bro. I'm ready.
But I'm saying, bro, you got the whole bitch rowing behind you. So I know
Oh my.
you
I
got
don't
the
know. We'll
Navy behind you. You feel me? So I know
we'll
that's
see.
gonna be
I definitely lost a lot of followers after what I've been liking post grad. So we'll see what happens with that.
bro, life is life, man.
Life is life. I like that. That's
Feel
true.
me? Life is life. But I've been meaning to do this for a minute, man. Normally, I hit a couple booms, but I'm maturing. I'm moving up in life,
All
so
right,
I,
yeah.
I I I keep it calm and humble these days. But D-Rod, it's my boy, straight up.
This
This is
is
my
Thank you.
boy.
This is the
And what's funny about me and D-Rod's relationship is that I met Daniel Rodriguez at Krishna's birthday
Christmas
party.
dinner, bro. That's a good point.
And the
We were
amount of
talking.
energy and love and just curiosity and passion that D-Rod spoke with and that he walked with and that he like his whole demeanor, I was like, man, like this is a person that like I would love to be around, because it's just good vibes and good energy. I also coach rowing. That's because of D-Rod. You get what I'm saying? D-Rod
That's
introduced me to the sport of rowing, and that's something that I'll forever be thankful for. But more importantly, I'm thankful for our relationship. I'm very
100%.
blessed that I can call
100%.
you a brother and I can call you a friend. To be honest with you, we've had our ups and downs. You get
We're
what
gonna
I'm
bring it
saying?
up. We
And
gotta
and
bring it
I
up. Yeah,
I I
yeah.
not going just out of our relationship, out of respect. I don't have to talk, like elaborate more in that situation. But the biggest thing that I want to say, bro, just as a friend, I appreciate that we was able as men to have a conversation and you get what I'm saying, put
We're
that
running it
down
back
because I
right now,
know
bro. Just men having conversations, right? That's the whole thing.
absolutely because I
Mhm.
know a lot of people they can't do that. A lot of people
Don't
don't
talk
have that
about it.
maturity and emotional intelligence. So just us being able to have that conversation and still show love and our relationship still prosper after, I'm forever thankful for that, bro. So a
Thank
lot
you.
of love and a lot of respect, man. Serious.
Yo, shout out to Amir, to Dice, and shout out to Hayden, Big H.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't know me, I'm Daniel. I'm go by D-Rod, and we're on the pod, bro. This is real. This is real life. Ready the first. Run
I'm
up those
good, bro.
numbers, bro. We're coming for Krishna's pod, bro. That's how I'm coming.
Um, Bro, yeah, that's awesome, bro. I feel like that's a great start to the episode, bro, because I think people don't talk enough today. You know what I'm saying? Like people go to other places rather than like if they have a problem or like a disagreement of any sort, if you just talk with someone, like it'll so rarely make things worse. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll learn something, you'll understand the other person more. Like talking in general just helps. I'm talking about like talking, like physical, like literally talking. Um, yeah, bro, let's get right into it. Uh, for the quote of the
Okay.
day,
Let's go. Let's go. I love it.
there's nothing impossible to him who will try. That's from Alexander the Great. I chose this quote because, I see D-Rod as someone who is, I mean, I don't know, you guys didn't get to hear a lot of it before, but he embodies a certain type of perseverance and like never back down type of mentality. And I have a lot of respect for him in that
Thank you.
regard.
Appreciate that.
And so on the note of you guys talking about you meeting at dinner, because I was remembering this day when Amir was just like, Krishna, bro, how have you not introduced me to him? Like, is getting all pissed, but like it was just chance, you guys sat next to each other, you got to have a nice conversation. So I was thinking about like curiosity in general and the role it plays in everyday life and in general. How important is it? And in what ways do you make sure you are being curious? Like how do you make sure you're being curious every day? In what ways?
Who's got it? Amir, you or me? How we feeling?
Bro, it's
Who's first up for
D-Rod
that? You're putting
all
me up first for
day.
that?
D-Rod.
All right, bro. All right.
Bro, I'm
So
not even gonna talk this episode. This is D-Rod.
What? No, bro. What?
but I'm a guest, bro, but they come for you guys. You guys are the real deal, okay?
Uh,
Let's not get it twisted. First off, great prompt. Excellent. I love it. Curiosity is the most authentic form of expression in the world, if we're being realistic, right? There is nothing that makes someone feel more seen or heard than asking the right questions at the right time, engaging in a conversation, right? Not just listening, not just processing, but having something to build off of in a curious sense. Questions are what makes the world move. That's what builds civilizations. That's what breaks down core concepts. You don't understand something without persevering and having that curious mindset. And for me, that has stemmed quite significantly through school. I've always been encouraged, thank God for my Bates education, but I've been encouraged my whole life to ask real questions, to not be okay with any surface level answers, or even once you understand it, you need to think further, you need to progress from that. And then when it comes to people, it's a no-brainer. Like if you genuinely respect someone and you care about their life, you don't just nod your head and say, okay. You say, okay, how did that make you feel? You say, where did that come from? What led you to this point? Those are curious answers. Those are curious questions. So, throughout my entire life, I make sure that everything I do is 100%, and that goes, in tandem with the conversations and the attention I'm giving to someone, right? Like that's what I care about. So that's my answer to your question.
tough act to follow him here, but that's all you do.
Big H.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's crazy about this is like, we literally have these conversations at Commons, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I know, bro. They're literally no different. Bro, I
Okay.
got something to say to first. Remind me the first thing you said.
Mm.
Remind me, do you remember the first line you said?
I think was it just about people in general?
It was like
Oh.
something about curiosities,
Mm.
like the mo oh, it's like the most like about expression. You were like, is
Yeah,
like most
absolutely.
fearful of
Yes.
like expression.
Hmm.
Like curiosity in general, imagine losing because whenever you think about like the importance of something, I like to think about it's exaggerated, like it's like
Hmm.
most like, like it in the greatest sense and it and like when it doesn't exist. So like curiosity when it doesn't exist if you are not curious, like you are literally, you're not even living. Like you're not even
Hmm.
experiencing the world anymore, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always like
mm,
feel sorry for people that feel like they know something, even if they know like everything about a subject, even not even just if they know everything, but if they know everything about a subject. Like I always love interacting with like what I love about so many philosophy professors at Bates is that none of them act like they've figured anything out. Because and philosophy teaches you that you're never going to get to a final answer really.
Mhm.
Um, and I just think it's just so much more enjoyable and you're truly experiencing and living when you're yeah being curious and you're still asking questions and you're still trying to learn more and from other people from experiences and so that's something like curiosity and like its role in experiencing the world I guess it keeps me in check and that I don't ever think that I have something all figured out and I have nothing more to learn. Um,
Yeah, and I'll add on your point. The whole reason I ended up at Bates and, we even have the friendships that we have is from that same topic. I recognize that in my life I'd primarily lived in the South around people who had a certain mindset and approach to life, and I realized that there's a whole nother subset of people within my same country that could approach life in such a different sense. And I said, why would I limit myself at this point, when I have the opportunity to essentially block off 4 years of my life and embrace myself into somewhere with literally no stakes, right? Like, you don't own property, you don't have a family yet, you have no real responsibilities other than showing up for class. So I said, this is the perfect opportunity for me to, flip everything I know on its head. And that's what led me to apply to these Northeastern schools, you know. And I couldn't have picked a better option because Bates is so engaging. Like we were just talking about it, but the people that are there, I don't know how, I think the recruiting process must be excellent because the subset of people you get are the most intricate, complicated individuals. And when I say that, Amir, his mind's running rampant. And you know what we're thinking about? We're thinking about the rowing team. We're thinking about the rowing team. We gotta do some shout
yeah,
outs. We gotta do
Hey,
some
we
shout
gotta
outs
do
to the
some
rowing
shout
team.
outs.
Let's go. You go first, Amir. Who's the first one that comes
Jimmy,
to your mind? Who we
Jimmy,
got? Jimmy, my
Jimmy.
boy, Jimmy off rip. I
Shout
like
out
it.
off
I
rip.
love it. I love
Jimmy,
it. I
off
love it.
rip.
off rip, I mean, he
Yeah.
was the last one on the podcast, but I 100%, bro.
No,
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 no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. We're not talking about that, Jimmy. D-Roy, we're talking about Jimmy.
The
Bro,
Jimmy, bro.
what?
Hey, and the people when I say Jimmy, they
Yeah,
they know who I'm talking about.
bro.
You know what I'm
People
saying?
know, but I
We're
don't.
talking about Jimmy Stoller, bro. We don't use government names very often, but when we
Yeah,
do, it's got to be a special case. Shout out
absolutely.
Jimmy, bro. He's a freak, bro. That guy's a freak of nature, bro. I love him.
Hey, well, we're forgetting one more, Big C. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
Shout
Big
out Big
C.
C.
Yo, I didn't know if we were gonna be bringing up Big C because we got Big H on the pod. So I didn't know if that was sensitive.
I
I
mean,
didn't
we,
want
Uh,
we
to.
big,
got we got room for
big,
another big. You get what I'm
the
saying?
I
We
big
don't know
got
how much
room.
room you
respect,
got for
bro.
Big C, bro. That's he's a
We
big
got
dude.
room for another big for
Yeah,
sure.
there's
We
Okay.
got
26, bro.
room.
There's 26.
You
No,
said what?
26, bro. There can be 26 big. We all respect each other too.
Yeah, that's. But
Absolutely.
yeah, bro. I think about Nick Hurl. I think
Yeah,
about
yeah. Hey, D-Rod,
Orlando.
I'm gonna be
Shout
honest
out
with you.
Orlando. Mm,
If we go down the whole list, we're gonna be here all night.
yeah, bro.
You get what I'm saying? But
And
I'm
we,
gonna be honest with you.
yeah,
I'm putting the whole rowing team just under that umbrella. The whole crew,
yeah.
man and women. Big Red, the whole crew.
Big
You
Red.
know what I'm
Shout out Big
saying?
Red. Of course.
Shout out Big
Got to.
Red.
Got
You
to.
know what I'm saying? The whole crew.
Mm,
Whole crew.
I love it. There's so much love for those people.
So much love. Like,
They bring you in, right? And then they're themselves, so then you gotta be yourself.
absolutely.
You can't match real with fake, not even for a second, right?
Hey, Big H, I'm gonna be honest with you. My first couple weeks of rowing, like the amount of love the team showed me, Big H, was like it was crazy. Like, and I've only been there for like a couple weeks. Like, people are like, "Oh, do you need a singlet? What's those little rowing singlet things that we used to wear?"
Like a wingnut or some shit. A
No, no,
wingnut,
no, no. The singlets that
a
we raced
spacer,
in.
a spacer.
Is it called that? A
The
spacer?
uniform. You're talking about the
The
uniform.
uniforms that we used to race in.
Oh, a uni. You need a uni.
Yeah, a uni. Like, guys were giving me, and shout out to
Who's
sorry,
it?
Celia Coleman. Shout out to Oliver, man. Oliver was
Ooh,
hooking
good
me
one.
up with gear. Like, he was making sure I was all right.
Damn.
So it's like it's just so much. Like, the rowing team just embraces everyone, and that's
Shout out Oliver.
something that, like, I've never seen that before, man. Seriously, like I'm never
Shout
seen
out,
that amount of
yeah,
love.
bro.
So
Shout out
shout out
Leo.
to
Shout
Coach
out Sean.
Steenstra. Shout out
Bro, I
to
could let's go. We don't have to go down the list, but like too
absolutely,
much love, bro. Too much love.
yeah, absolutely. Wait, what was our assistant coach name again? I forgot.
Coach Mike, or are you
Coach
talking about?
Mike.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out Coach Mike.
Shout out Coach Mike. And
Absolutely.
just circling it back to the dinner we had, Krishna's birthday. Like I had barely known Hayden at that point, but I knew he was real. I could already tell because you see him walking down the hall. Bro's got the biggest smile. the strongest dab up, he pats you on the back. You're like, damn, like this guy's really got it figured out. And he's a first year. Are you kidding me? You know?
Absolutely. But you know what?
Yeah.
His real because of Olivia. You get what I'm saying? He
I was
like
just talking about Levia too. Shout out Levia,
you,
bro. Of
you know, shout out Olivia. Like that's the
course.
greatest Bernhardt of all time.
Yo,
You
we
feel
got
me?
Big H right here.
Then
What's
that
going
Big H
on?
knows how I feel. The whole Bernhardt family,
I know.
Yo,
they
shout
know
out Big
how I
H
feel
first, bro.
when it comes to
Whoa.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Oh
Levy
my.
is the greatest Bernhardt of all time. Straight up. Straight
Bro,
up.
nah, you actually put Boomer number one, I thought, and then
Rest in peace, Boomer, my guy. But you know how I'm coming.
so Livia's number one and Boomer number two, me number three or Boomer
Bro,
three.
you're not even number three.
Bro, what happens if Berman becomes the next, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, Burmy
Yeah,
going
man.
Bumpy.
How's
Yeah.
Shout,
that?
shout, shout out Unc.
Shout out Unc,
Unc,
bro.
Unc ain't on my list, man. Unc ain't on my
Hey,
Shout
bro,
out
shout
Unc
out.
though.
Got
Love
it.
on. Love on.
Uncle eat anything.
I'm
He loves it.
telling
He eats anything. You put
you.
He's a specimen, bro. He's a beast.
Bro, I love it. I
That's a
remember
Bates Roma. That's the best captain you could have, Bates Roma.
bro, I remember Unc pulled up with his pops, right? And they're walking around, they're making custom sandwiches competing with each other. I'm like, this is the most genetic copy thing I've ever seen in my life. I was and I saw them sit down next to each other and I was like, I thought it was like watching a mirror. It was crazy. They were both making concoctions and mixing stuff up and eating it all, bro. They loved it. It's like, damn. But shout out Unc, bro, of course.
Shout out Unc. Man.
Yeah, shout out Frey, bro. Darian, shout out BK. Shout out
Absolutely.
Nick, of course, bro. Shout out Eric Lindholm. My guys,
Absolutely.
my guys.
But Big H, do you have another well, what was your question? I think
But
we went off on a tangent.
well, no, let's go
But
into the
we needed to do that though, absolutely.
well, the
Gotta shout out the
second, yeah,
Rose.
bro, exactly, dude. We welcome changes, bro. So the second section, sports section's about rowing, bro. I was just gonna ask about, the one, the role that like rowing played in your guys' life and you, D-Rod, with like how it helped you, not just at being able to row better, but in life. And two, like any funny,
Oh, I got
good stories or anything.
so the great segment. I love these questions. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go first, Amir, because my brain's like exploding. I got so much to say.
Bro, I'm not even going. This is all you.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I not going.
So
I not going, bro. I not going.
Yeah.
so on that serious note, like rowing is like easily my favorite challenge that I had at Bates, and there were so many. When you think about rowing and what you're committing, it's so self-inflicted because there's no pressure on you to stay. Because a lot of times when you get involved with a team, and Hayden, you probably know this too from soccer, and Amir, you as well, since you both have soccer backgrounds, the pressure is on you to retain your spot on the team, because your people won't let you leave. It's almost like entrapment. But rowing, you're with such good people that they're understanding. They say, hey, you have this complication. They say, hey, maybe rowing isn't your thing. Like, if you drop it, we're still your friends. We're still your people. They don't abandon you. And when you do that, you realize rowing isn't a group of friends, it's a family. And it's a family off the jump. The second you step, on that gravel on the path to Steenstra's boathouse, you're in for something different. And I love that sport, man. It gave me so much. I originally, this is something most people don't know about me, but I originally rowed in college because I was one of four people in my whole class, that ended up rowing in college, and I was one of the slower guys. Like a lot of these people ended up going to Princeton and Northeastern, and they dropped rowing. But I did rowing intentionally because I said, if I can major in biochemistry and keep up with my school, but also do a sport like rowing, that's a huge commitment, both physically and time-wise and psychologically, then I can handle med school. That was my reasoning. I said, I need to challenge myself now to make sure I'm not comfortable so that when that time comes, I know that I can embrace that challenge properly. But that feeling only gets you so far, That's not authentic. That's not real.
Absolutely.
That's like that's a boundary. You put boundaries on what makes you ambitious. That's not a real, ambitious approach. And I realized that only carried me through the first year, which was COVID. Because and realistically, the family wasn't built in COVID. You have mass, you're getting segregated into little groups, you're getting chopped up into bits. We had three different teams that year, and you would only practice with your respective team. Rowing was a fiasco, it was a mess. I'm glad you weren't there for that, Amir, because that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, Bro, we used to take those doubles and you'd row it as a single. As one person, you take the because you had to, it was crazy, but I won't even go
Yeah,
into that.
that was wild.
It was ridiculous. And but what happened really quickly was as you know, you start building relationships, you start pushing yourself, and you realize how hard everyone else is pushing themselves. Um, you kind of realize that there's nowhere you'd rather be than the driver's seat, you know? And it's like everyone's in the same car, but everyone has a steering wheel. There's no passenger seats, no one's just there for the ride. We got our foot on the gas and we're steering every which way. We're dodging all of these life complications to make it work because we're all trying to get our path straight you know it's like a unison thing. Have you seen like Pacific Rim where they got to link their brains up to be those mechs and to fight stuff? Like that's the type of timing you got to be on in rowing, like to make that boat work. Like it's something, it's from the soul. There's something visceral about rowing. You're in the boat, you're racing, you're screaming. Amir was with me for that last race I ever had. I came back from that injury and it
Absolutely.
was it was barbaric in the best sense of the word. You just go for it. And the best part about it too is the women's team is, right in right on the side. You're on the same timing, same wavelength. So shout out rowing always, it was a huge part of me being able to like develop who I was, defining who I am. Because that's what college is about. It's about figuring out who you are before you go into the workforce. Because once you're in the workforce, they try to mold you and put you into this, they think you're clay and they try to build you like every other employee. But that's not what life is. You gotta be yourself. I encourage people every day, especially who are at our age groups, to make sure to never lose sight of your passions. I talk to too many people who are stressed and they dim themselves, their creativity. There are people who work private equity that are artists. You know, there are
Facts.
CEOs of companies who are DJs that deserve the chance to be able to express themselves musically, and society tells them no, and that's wrong, right? There are people who love poetry and to write and to read, and they love those walks on the beach, but they're put in a cubicle, and that's wrong. I'm all for working hard and doing what you're responsible for, but I'm more so in touch with being yourself 100% of the time. Um,
Absolutely.
and I've seen that,
Alignment.
yeah.
Alignment.
I've seen that in the workforce. These hospital employees, they work like dogs. I told Amir about it. Nurses have it hard, techs have it hard, custodians have it hard. Physicians, everyone's got it hard in the hospital because they're overworked. People lose sight of who they are. But that's a very elaborate answer for what rowing means, but it's also a very brief answer because there's so much more to it. I could talk about that for days, realistically. Um,
I miss that, man. I miss the whole
it's
environment and
irreplaceable.
just the energy around the team. Like it's like I knew when I left soccer, I needed like me and Krishna, we was working out together, but I just needed
I remember
that
that.
extra team environment. I craved it, man.
Hmm.
I craved it. But D-Rod, I want to speak more towards your upbringing, man, and just why you do what you do and who you do it for. You get what I'm saying? And just
Yeah,
Puerto Rico and what that country means to you and
of
to your
course.
family and because I feel like it would be disrespectful for me to have a conversation with you and not bring up Puerto Rico, bro.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I do it all for God. I don't
Absolutely.
I don't bring up religion very often because I don't think you need religion to be a good person. And
Facts.
for some reason, that's the narrative, and I think that's wrong. So I know
Absolutely.
I also recognize where I'm at, right? Like you go to Bates College, it's a very liberal institution. The Northeast is, I wouldn't say disconnected, but they've definitely kind of steered away from religion, which isn't a bad thing in and of itself. It's just culture. Culture is culture. Um, so everything's for God. But I would say that people who just appreciate life in general, I think they're praising God every day, you know. If you take a
Absolutely.
moment to breathe air and you say, "Man, it's a beautiful day outside." Like, man, I got a great family behind me. Man,
Bro, it's all,
I
yeah, great.
love, yeah. Because Hayden, are you, not to being too intrusive, but are you religious personally?
I wouldn't call myself religious.
Mhm.
I'm technically UU. Do you know Unitarian Universalism or no?
No, I'm fascinated though. What's that about?
Um, it's like I think it's a branch of Christianity, but
Mhm.
it's very just like community oriented. You have church on Sundays. Community oriented and like kind of like coexist and like like when I was in fifth grade, they brought us to like a mosque, they brought us to a Presbyterian church, they brought us to like all every like a temple everywhere you could go because they just like we
Fantastic.
called it like neighboring faiths. It was like like it's all about like peace, no violence.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's a really beautiful community. So I love being UU. And then also I've fallen in love with like Buddhist values. So,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say I'm religious, but definitely like spiritual, which I know is like the cliche way to say it, but
No, no, not at all. I had a moments, honestly, I had like a whole year, me and Isaac Lev. Shout out Isaac Levinger. Shout out
Levy,
Isaac. Yeah,
Levy,
gotta shout him out.
big up
But
Levy,
that's what I'm saying.
big up Levy, big up
Always.
Levy.
But me and him went on a bit of a spiritual journey. We would hit a different denomination every Sunday together.
That's so sick.
And
Wow.
but after we would always congregate, we'd always meet up at the same diner, Dubois, if you've ever been. Fire eats. Very good.
Wow.
And we would talk about our experiences, you know. We talk about life, but that was like became like our ceremony, you know. Like I was shout out to Isaac Levinger and shout out to Zach Jawor. Shout out to Jack Jawor.
Shower.
Because he would pose these questions that were like they were larger than life. He would challenge me on my faith all the time, and my he would give me these hypotheticals that were excellent, and
Yeah,
he
bro,
would
it's a
bring that.
philosophy major, bro. That's what we do.
That's y'all are geniuses, actually. And when you guys hone your craft, when you make your words as sharp as needles, you know, like it leaves these impressions of you that you can't get rid of, you know. And he would do that in the rowing team too. He would challenge himself. He would post up in front of Izzy Beck and they go head to head, bro. You'd think it was Tyson versus Jake Paul. You know, like they were trying to knock each other out on that table. And I was eating it up, bro. I would eat my food and then I'd really eat up that conversation because I just sit there. I'd be posted up hours. And like I love that stuff, bro. I love that stuff. Shout out M. Shmeez, Micah Shmizu, of course.
Absolutely. Shout out Smeeze,
This is the
man.
boys, bro. But circling back the question, the original question, Puerto Rico in general. What that means to me, that's like it's kind of like I'm big into legacy and lineage. You know, this is what I wrote my paper on for med school was my grandfather who he immigrated from Cuba. He escaped under Fidel Castro, but he was a physician in Cuba. So when he came to the States, he didn't know English, he didn't have money, and he didn't get his credentials, right? Because Fidel's going to confiscate all that information. He escaped by boat, paddle boat with his brother, them two. And he didn't have many options, right? So he couldn't pass his standardized testing. He didn't know English. He took up three jobs. He was a nurse, he was a garbage man, and a custodian. He met my grandmother at NYU because he was the custodian for NYU. And they decided to bring my dad into the world. And my dad was passionate about being a physician as well. He found his calling and he found motivation through his father. And I do the same. I have so much respect for my family and my culture and heritage. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about my Cuban side nor my Colombian because those have kind of been sectioned off from me. Um, but in terms of my Puerto Rican side, it's overflowing, because I have a mother who's so passionate, right? Whether that's the cuisine she feeds me and my friends, shout out Excellent Eats. That was one of the best days I
Big
had at
Eats.
school. It was a
Big
great day.
Eats.
Yeah, that's got to be
Big
the
Eats.
thumbnail. That's got to be the thumbnail. That was a big day.
Big Eats.
But we had that day.
Hey, Big
Um,
H. Big Eats, mate.
yeah.
Like farm level type of eats. You know?
Bro, it was great, bro. And we were
Crazy.
everything was being consumed. We thought we were gonna have leftovers.
There ain't no leftovers,
Hell
mate.
no, we're not having leftovers.
You had Uche and what was his name? What was his name?
Vera?
Hey, Big H, these guys were doing this.
Yeah, bro. Bro, they're
Yeah.
licking they're licking the utensils, bro. It was
I said,
devious.
hey, look, bro.
They look like they were starving, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
After
Them
eating
guys
too.
killed that stuff.
So I've always had very authentic, Puerto Rican energy in the household from my mom. So respect to her for being very in tune with her culture, right?
Absolutely.
She's first generation out of her family to ever leave Puerto Rico in the first place. And
Wow.
that was a big step. My dad joined the Navy and, they started dating in med school, whatever. And he was ready to pack it up. He was like, yo, like, this is too much to ask you to come with me. And she was like, you're not going anywhere in your life without me anymore. That's what my mom said. So she packed it up, they moved together, and she was the first one to leave that island of her whole family. And they're all still there.
Wow.
So you best believe any vacation we were going to Puerto Rico. The Christmases were being celebrated in Puerto Rico. I have cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, hopefully one day even godchildren that will be from Puerto Rico and their blood will run thick with, that side of me culturally. And for me to practice medicine there is essential because, I've been given such an advantage in life to be able to speak that language because I was born in the States, but my first 3 years of life, I was raised in Puerto Rico by my grandparents. So my first language was Spanish, specifically Puerto Rican Spanish, you know? So I realized, I have an advantage. Like I'm able to take care of patients right now when I work in the hospital that only speak that language, to speak Spanish. And it's a joke, right? Like it's funny because people will play Bad Bunny songs around my ear and think that it's like you sound just like him. But for me, that's the only way to talk. That's me. And I would love to give back to that community because they deserve it. That
Absolutely.
it's underserved, it's underfunded, it's torn apart by natural disasters and weather, and it's honestly ridiculous, And there's a weird divide within the people of Puerto Rico, whether you're on the mainland or you're in the States, because there's a fight for independence and autonomy, but there's also that need and that dependence on help. Because Puerto Rico is strong, but they don't have unlimited resources. They're not a wealthy people, but they're also proud and they don't want to accept resources from the wrong sources. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me to be there as a training physician and to leave an impact and to hopefully encourage other students, to follow suit, that's more than enough for me. Like I need to give that. I've been meaning to do that for a long time, and I'm glad that I was able to get into a school that gives me that opportunity. Like I think I was meant to go to this school, whether I knew it or not, how many years down the line, I think this is very important. It's giving back in the best sense of the way, for sure.
Absolutely. I,
Beautiful.
I would say materialistically, Puerto Rico is not wealthy, but I would say character-wise, wealthy.
Great
Wealthy.
point. Yeah.
People,
Money doesn't.
wealthy.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. They're enriched by culture and
Absolutely.
camaraderie and family. The
Camaraderie.
family,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love that totally.
Yeah, have
Bro, I think
you
that
ever
makes.
been?
I was just gonna say that makes it even more amazing that you came to Maine for school. Like that's just
Of
incredible.
course.
Your stuff
I had to.
sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's amazing.
hmm Shout out Bates, bro, for giving me the chance, right?
Yeah.
Like when I think about the SATs people had that were standing next to me, I was like, I don't know how I got into the school. It must have been God, because I was never no heavy hitter student. I'll tell you that much. But shout out I did this program. It was like a POC program. It was called I did STEM Scholars, but before that there was something else. I don't remember the name, but I met great people. I met, Jay Gibby, Jeremiah. I
Yeah.
met I met Seb. Shout out Seb. Vero. I met Vero through that program. You know what I'm saying? Just good people. And I could tell Bates, like, they were trying to get different people to come to their school. They were
hmm
showing interest. And, I always appreciate Bates for that. And I can't wait to make my rounds, get my credentials, and to give back to everyone who's given me something and anything, right? That's the whole point.
Absolutely. That's the whole point.
Yeah, gratitude is everything for happiness, bro. So that's gonna like
Yeah,
you're just thinking of giving back,
for
Like,
sure.
when you earn these things that get degrees and you're just like, all right, now how can I get back to like people that made this
Yeah.
possible?
The favorite Bernhardt.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite
No,
Bernhardt.
no, no. Not
That's
even
crazy, bro.
close.
That's crazy.
Not even
Not
close.
even close. Like,
Yeah. That's
He's dead serious.
No, like I mean that, like, and Big H knows, like it's a lot of love and respect for Big H. Like that's my guy.
This is
But
a
he knows,
controversial segment right here. I like this.
like he knows. Like we're not even gonna have that conversation. He knows, bro. Like
Been years, dude. When did you meet Levia? Did you meet her on the rowing team?
Him or me?
Amir.
Yeah.
buddy, stop. Like you know this. Like, buddy,
Oh, bro, of course. Yeah,
like
what am
come
I
on,
talking? Yeah,
buddy.
what am I
Buddy's
talking?
acting like you see D-Roll, like buddy's acting brand new now. Like, come on. You know this, buddy. Like,
Bro,
No.
he might feel some type of way. You keep telling him you're not his favorite Bernhardt, bro. That's crazy. And you guys got a
buddy,
pod together. Like, that's crazy.
buddy
I
is out
remember,
of
man.
love though. You get what I'm saying? Like it's out
Absolutely.
of
I know
love.
it's all love. It's great content too. Y'all clip farming, bro.
It's out of love.
Clip art.
Like, and guess what? Big H had the opportunity to become above. Like he had the opportunity
What?
to become my number one. He had the opportunity, and he knows when he had the opportunity. But he really messed up.
Wait, what?
He really in Vermontopoly. You had the opportunity. You had the
Yo,
opportunity
no,
to
no,
be
no.
number one. And
Damn, bro.
D-Rod, this
Bro,
guy,
no,
he
no.
had
Let
the
me tell the story,
opportunity.
bro. This
Oh,
guy is the
shoot.
worst Monopoly player I've ever. No, no. Okay, I've heard he's good. I've heard he's good. But in this game, the worst performance I've ever seen, bro. Literally, like we're playing, and what is it? I had like he had so you know how there's the first like couple that are like not very. It's like not
Yeah,
very expensive, like not
the
very.
properties. Yeah, yeah, like the
Yeah,
bra.
very,
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
small little properties at the beginning. And he had two out of the three, and I had the other one, right? And he offers me $500 for it right off the bat. He buys, he blows all their money immediately. Then he starts asking me, he literally asked me to just give him a property because he says that he'll help me in the future and says that
A favor?
they're like our kids are gonna like play together on this way. I want to help your kids, bro.
The salesman, I love it. It's the
Yeah,
sales.
I obviously I could not. I literally we had teammates too, so I was like, I can't just gift it like. And I think I actually did just give them a little bit of money or something.
Man, you didn't give
Like,
us anything, man.
no,
That's what
I
happened.
gave
Man,
you
you didn't
like a
give us
really
nothing,
good deal.
man.
I gave you a
Man,
really good deal, but they were knocked out within 10 minutes, bro. They lost all their money.
Oh my.
D-Rod,
Oh,
like I said, he
bro.
could have jumped to the top,
Yeah,
and he
bro.
chose to waste his talent on Vermontopoly.
You blamed me
Buddy,
for your
see,
loss.
that's why you're not even on the list, bro. And you're not on the list
That
because
runs
of
deep, bro.
Vermontopoly.
That's a
You're
gash
not on the
right there
list
in a
because of
relationship.
Vermontopoly. That's
Yeah.
Oh my.
crazy. That's crazy.
Wow, bro.
I tried to help
Bro,
you. Levia didn't try and help you at all, bro.
Nah, Levia broke my
Levia was
heart, but
there? Levia was
hey,
No,
there?
Levia. Wait,
D-Rod.
wait, yeah, tell him that, bro.
No. You tell. I don't even want to
All
speak
right.
about it. I
Basically,
forgot about it.
yeah.
I
So
forgot about
Doesn't
it.
sound like you forgot, bro.
His favorite Bernhardt, when basically they're rolling and they're like, oh, unless you roll like a five or a six, like you guys lose all your money, like you're done, right?
Okay.
They roll the thing, they land on Livia's property, so they're knocked out. Livia's like, yeah, let's go. Like she jumps up and starts screaming. Amir he left the room, bro. He was like,
Damn, bro. The whole Bernhardt family is handing you L's in that game, bro. That's a
No.
rough.
I forgot. I don't remember. I don't
That's a rough.
remember.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this though.
I don't
Big,
remember, bro.
Big H. Even though you might not be his favorite, the Bernhardt family is like a totem pole, and you guys are all
oh,
important players. You know, like you're layers to your family. So it's all love. You
we're
know,
all our own person, yeah.
always, bro. Always,
I respect Amir. Amir can have whatever rankings he wants, bro. He can.
bro. I want to run some Monopoly with this group, bro. It sounds like an excellent time.
Bro, the funniest about you say we clip farm and like how much we laugh and everything. Like, bro, we laugh even like the way we joke off camera is like even more so, okay.
Bro,
Like,
that's behind the scenes, bro. That's good.
because here we're talking about like, where how we want to have nice conversations, like, and kind of keep things cool and like really get to the bottom of things. But like if we're just like joking around, like
Yeah.
we can like yeah, this
Bro,
guy
the
makes me laugh.
comments, chats, bro.
Nah,
That's
D-Rod.
upstairs.
This guy, Big H, is actually crazy. Like,
Okay.
I
Okay.
would just look at Big H and
Oh
he'd
yeah.
start crying. Like, he'd start going crazy. Like, nah, like I'm being dead serious. Like, I'll
Yeah,
just
like
look
after
at
that
him,
one.
and Buddy would just start like dying laughing, like, and I'm like, bro, like, I ain't say nothing, like, I haven't even said any words, and
Oh
I'm
my
like, what is
God.
wrong with Big H? What's
Yeah.
going on with Big H, man?
Bro, he's
Like,
a ha he's
People
a,
out of context, like, it's just funny. You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
just great, bro. You're
I'm
like
really
my
not
bro,
even
bro.
that funny if you think about it. Like, I'm not even
yes, you are, bro.
like, bro.
It's all delivery too. It's all.
Bro, people love Amir,
Beats
bro.
himself.
He was a fan favorite, bro, on that team, bro, on the rowing team. People loved Amir, bro.
Yeah. Bro,
Everybody's talking. What's Amir at?
Gary
What's
Jenkins
Amir doing?
loved him, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. People love
Yeah,
him.
Gary Jenkins.
Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short, Dice. Don't sell
No, he
yourself
was
short.
everyone's favorite, bro.
Man, shout out Gary Jenkins, man. Hey, Big H, before you graduate, man, one of these days, you gotta get Gary on this, man.
That
Serious.
would
Yo,
be
that would have been
fire.
incredible, bro.
Yo.
Shout out Gary. Hey, Bates alumni, you know where we're at. Send Gary the link. You know where we're at. Feel me?
Yeah, bro. But you gotta be off your phone for that one. That's when you need the computer to be working. That's
Nah, I'm gonna call Gary just like this.
that's real steel, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Gary just on his phone.
I'm gonna send you my mic, bro. I'm gonna send it in. I got two. I
Nah, nah,
can.
nah, nah, nah. I don't want that. But no, honestly, D-Rod, like, bro, Bates is such a special place. Like, it's
Shout
crazy.
out Bates, bro. Always.
Shout out Bates, man.
Shout out Bates. Shout out the people of Bates.
Like, I'm a Bobcat for life. Like,
That's
Bobcat for
nice.
life.
All the
For
Nice.
football.
life.
Mm-hmm.
For
Hey, man,
life,
well,
bro.
bro, I gotta go hit the gym, unfortunately. So I gotta
No
head
Buddy,
out.
worries.
why is that unfortunate? You're trying to get
Yeah,
big.
that's good, bro.
No, it's
Respect.
good, but I just mean like hop off the call, bro.
You see, that's why you ain't my favorite
Pros and
Bernhardt.
cons.
Get off the call. That's
What?
why you ain't my favorite Bernhardt. That's why you ain't
What?
my favorite Bernhardt.
He's gotta get it, bro.
See,
This is
my
what we do.
favorite Bernhardt would have been at the gym. You get what I'm saying?
What, bro? So
Buddy,
not.
what?
Great
Buddy,
take,
my
bro.
favorite Bernhardt
This is
would
a
have
great
been
take,
at the
bro.
gym, bro.
Bro, shout out to anyone who's made it to the end here. And I know Jimmy is listening. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Jimmy, when he found out I was gonna get on the pod, he was a little envious. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Jimmy
use that
boy, Jimmy
word.
boy, Jimmy
Jimmy
boy.
was a little envious.
Oh,
So I know he's pocket watching right now. He's watching these clips and he's like, man, I just know I'd have a good time on there. So shout out Jimmy,
Oh,
bro. We'll see what
you're
he's
talking
up to.
about Jimmy Rower. He's a rower.
Jimmy
yeah, Jimmy,
Staller, Jimmy
Jimmy
Staller.
Stoller.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He's a
Nah,
big fan, bro.
D-Rod, I'm
Yeah.
I'm planning to get all the dogs on here. You know what I'm saying?
Please, you got plenty of content.
No,
Y'all got
no, no,
plenty
no,
of
no.
content.
I'm planning to get all the boys, and I want to do a little special shout out to Van Loo. You know what I'm saying?
I love
Special
Ian,
shout
bro.
out
Phenomenal.
to my boy who actually really taught me how to row.
Mm.
What's his name? Wiley. You guys
Oh,
know about
Wiley. Shout out Wiley. Of
Wiley?
course.
You
Of
feel me?
course.
Wiley actually hit me up. I got to get back to his message. Much love, Wiley, my boy.
Mhm.
You know,
Shout out Luke.
shout out
Best
Luke.
pointers, bro. Crazy.
Yeah,
There's some hitters, bro. I mean, if I don't think
Dominique.
oh
Dominique.
my bro, we're gonna get killed, bro. We didn't drop her name first. We're getting killed, bro.
Nah, kill me. Kill me.